So yes, the language of him inviting me back into the room is very intentional. The reason why I said invite me back in is because the reason why we separated was because of energy. The energy between us was too intense. Those of you who are familiar with my content, you understand I exist in the physical world. Of course, we have to move in these bodies, but I navigate in the spiritual, energetic world. So I feel energy, I move in energy, and I'm like, okay, something needs to happen in the physical world to manipulate this energy in the energetic world. So what's happening here is I'm sharing our story, right? I'm healing out loud. I'm healing my family out loud. And so you guys are witnessing the deconstruction and the reconstruction of my family. And we hit a point now twice where my family was about to be donezo. It was last July when we went to Jamaica. We were talking about divorce. And now this past March, we were talking about divorce. Very seriously. If finances permitted, he'd have been gone and I'd have been gone. And so we had to find different reasons to stay together in that time. But in choosing to continue to stay together, this energy is building. Something that I recently uncovered is that if we never break the cycle of separation, i.e. when we're dating and with our friends and all these different things, people bump up against each other so they separate until the energy's over and then they come back together. Me and Dre have a history of separating for months at a time. But now that we're married, we can't separate. We spend every single day with each other. And when we fall into conflict, we have to sit in that energy of that conflict until we learn how to move through it and learn how to move through the energy without separation. In the past, we had the luxury of being able to separate. Present day, we don't have that luxury. So how do we move through that energy? I don't know, but I figured I'm gonna separate from you. I've separated in the past when we were friends because we had different homes. I just ain't calling your ass. Now I live with you. How can I separate now? I picked myself up, I picked up the dog bed, and I said, let's go, Alfalfa, and we went over to Bailey's room. We are separating. Now, I didn't make no announcement. I just got up because he was being disrespectful. I don't show him in his donkey pants, but trust this man be in his donkey pants. And I just don't act a donkey with them, per me, because I know what my donkey pants look like. Y'all over here like, girl, you speaking with too much authority in your voice, like you over him instead of his spouse. I'm a teacher by trade. I'm always teaching, and I'm working on it. Anyway, to your question, invite me back in. We're talking about energy. I separated from him because at the time he was viewing me as his enemy. Everything that was happening in his life was my fault. All of his unhappiness was my fault. So Spirit told me, separate from this man. And in your absence, he can no longer blame you for his misery because you're not there to blame. And I had to stay away from him until he knew that. You understand? He had to energetically feel that. He had to come to a space of, I don't resent her, I miss her. And if I would have brought myself, because I was over it like day 4. This lasted 10 days. I was over at day 4, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going back until he invites me back. Why? Because now he's energetically in a space to receive me back and can value me versus, oh, we had a couple of days apart. Now you back. Now I got to deal with your stuff. And now the energy was able to go down a little bit, but it's going to rise right back up. But if you stay away long enough for the energy to completely go and the person has to deal with themselves, I can't blame you no more because you ain't here. But I'm still pissed. Now I can look at you and I see that you're not my causality, you're actually my partner. And the moment he invited me back, I went from problem to partner. And that's why you can't love a man through it. You have to push him into his higher. You gotta fight him because he's going to fight back. You have to push him to his highest potential if you love him. If you don't, leave him where he lay. Leave him where he lay. You can't raise no man. But if you love him, if you like him, if he is your soulmate, if he is who you created a family with, and you made that commitment before God that this is what we about to ride till the wheels fall off. It's not just one of those things, it's all of those things for me. So all of those things are why I'm going to push through every time we come to a place of, I'm done. I have to remember that this is my person. He's been my person since 2010. And if we have to separate, Until he sees that I'm actually his ally and not his enemy, so be it. And if I have to wait for an invite to be invited back into his energetic space because he understands that I am not the causality of his issues, I will wait for that. I am patient for that. I'm not going to say, okay, I'm over it, but is he over it? We both matter.